look at his achievements. 2 games up. Well, sorry, yeah, 2-1 up. 9-8. He's 2 points away from causing a very significant headline, from putting a spoiler in Petaling Jaya's plans. This was not how the script was written for them at all. And more importantly, he's dealing with his own game very, very, very well. You were talking, I asked you beforehand, you said there was a gap between Liu Darren, Chong Wei Fang and Tan Chun Sang. Well, look at this.
Yeah. And I hope that he can do it consistently. That's the word. Again, there's a good chance.
That's out though. It was like, oh, he knows how close it was.
Yeah.
He knows it. And that would have been 10-8. This is how close 10-8 was. Oh.
Oh.
That would have given him 3 match points. Now, can he deal with that? The fact that there's still a very good chance this could go to 5 games.
Oh, that's out.
Wow, that is so out. And look at how frustrated Tianmin is.
Yep.
I think as Tan Chun Siang earns 2 match points, I don't even think he can believe it. But it's been a good, solid performance from him.
Yeah, definitely. I was wrong because I said Tianmin would win this match. But again, let's see. Never ending yet. Oh.
Last chance saloon.
Oh.
And it's done on unforced error. He's dropped his racket. Tan Chun Siang has caused a major headline and upset here. He's exhausted, but so he should be, for playing such a brilliant game against Vietnam's Nguyen Thien Minh. The Vietnamese star that's been brought in has been ousted, and this is one of the first times we've seen these big stars ousted by one of our upcoming national stars.
Yeah, definitely. The first game, Thien Minh played really well, and too fast, I should say. But Chun Siang was really smart to keep calm and consistent, and really put Thien Minh with lots of surprise, especially with his smashes.
34 minutes in the end, 12-5, not the way it was supposed to go for Petaling Jaya, but look at that score, a proper headline, a proper upset. Let's hear what the exhausted but exhilarated Tan Chun Siang has to say to JD.
All right, down here with the winner of this amazing men's singles match, Chun Siang. First game, it looked like it was all going to be Petaling Jaya, but you came back. How did you change it?
Actually, me and Thien Minh, we know game each other quite well because when we are young, we start to play each other. Yep.
But for you, was it something that your coach said, that something that you needed to change in your game? What was it specifically that you had to change?
Yeah, in the first set, I played 2 defenses. Then after that, my coach told me, like, you have to force yourself to keep attacking.
And it worked. Congratulations. I know you're tired. I won't take up too much of your time. Congratulations. A win from Muar City. Back to you. Thanks.
Well, there you go. Fight fire with fire.
Yep, just like what he said, he actually changed his game to be a bit more faster because Thien Minh was taking advantage in the first game. And second, third, fourth, Chun Siang's placement, especially his smash, really caught Thien Minh quite a bit. And that's when Thien Minh was under pressure and putting too much unforced error for his standard, being a top player in the world.
But at this point here, he lost his momentum, he lost his positioning totally. You can just see there, he was just outfoxed.
Yep, again and again, Chun Siang was using all his smashes. But he's very smart. He set up the point really well, especially at the front court. And on movement, and I'm very proud to say that Chun Siang played well, and on fitness-wise, he could actually sustain till the end of the game.
That's true. I think even if it had gone to 5, but there's that triangle. We saw it with Simon Santoso. We saw it with Lee Hyun-il. We saw it with so many great players already. And that's how you play singles badminton, those triangles. And look at that. He just above on the short serves, smash winners. Well, all of those were clear winners, essentially. And he did manage to keep those unforced errors down for a 4-game match, 18. That's roughly 4 per game, which isn't bad at all. Well done, Muar City, showing why they are the champions-elect. And now, of course, we end with another absolute smash fest. Chao Pak Chu and Teo Kok Siang, they want to go out, they want to win things as quickly as possible against Jagdish Singh and Ronnie Tan, who are great at the smashing, but they, you know, as we saw earlier with Maki Chun and Tan Bin Shen, Vuntus and Yugendran picked up the pace. They went as quickly as they could. It still didn't matter. They still came out 11-8, 11-5, 11-10.
Yeah, yeah. 4 players that we see on court here are our next superstar, definitely. But again, match temperament and being calm on court, it's a different story. And whether you can apply that, what you learn during training, to match, is also another story. But I'm very confident we're going to watch a very good match.
Okay, well, let's get down and find out what that match is going to be like as Jason Wong and Manoj Kumar are down for the final time with JD on court.
All right, we're down here with the managers. It is amazing tie. One more match to go. It's the men's doubles first. Let's chat with Jason Wong from Muar City, BC. Your pairing here, the last time you paired them up, if I'm not mistaken, was back in early December. They won. Why haven't you paired them up more in more recent times?
No, because we've been trying a lot of pairing. With all our players. So part of the strategy-wise, we try to pair them up for this time. Yeah, hopefully they can continue what they have been doing. So hopefully they can produce us a win. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Jason Wong. Over to Manoj Kumar from Petaling, Jaya, BC. This pairing, again, we mentioned this in the last tie. They seem to be getting stronger with every match. Will you, at any time soon, be resting them, get them ready for the Champions Challenge?
I think I have no choice because I have a very less double pairs. So it's like Jagdish Singh and Ronnie Tan they are quite very good in matching their combination. So I think I won't possibly rest them, but I'll try to switch them around and make them more strategy.
All right, cool. Thank you very much, managers. Last match. Let's enjoy. Back to you in the commentary box.
Now, this is going to be very interesting indeed, as I can tell you that Jagdish Singh, who you're looking at right now, and Ronnie Tan together have played 7. Jagdish Singh has played 7 doubles matches, won all 7. Ronnie Tan has played 6, won all 6 as well.
Wow, what a great combination.
Together, they've only lost 10 games. So you're looking at a very powerful combination. But then on the other side of the net, it's Muar City. It's a doubles partnership for Muar City. And they have seemingly been unstoppable since the beginning.
So it's going to be a very good match. Looking at Muar City, just see what Chun Xiang did just now. It will inspire Chao and Teo.
Teo Kik Sung also... Teo Kok Siang has also been unbeaten. He's on 6, and I think the only player who's lost 1 match has been his partner, Chao Pak Chu. That's it. So there's only 1 match that's been lost.
Yeah, but it's still a good record because they won majority of their games.
Well, exactly, and they've had a lot of other team members around them as well.
Yeah.
But this is going to be interesting because if they are to be inspired by what happened by Tan Chun Siang just now, then they're going to inflict the first ever loss to Jagdish and Ronnie.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're going to be too happy with that. So this is going to be, as we predicted at the beginning of this tie, every single match of this tie has been excellent badminton. It really has. For young kids watching, for old badminton fans everywhere around Malaysia, it really has been the game that we all expected it, the tie that we all expected it to be. So hopefully it's going to finish on a bang. It's probably going to be quick, because these men's doubles matches, with both of them having such similar characteristics as well, could go very quickly. But let's get it underway and see.
interesting as well. Each pair has a left-handed player.
Yep, I was actually commenting on that earlier about when we had 4 right-handed players. But you're right, they are lefties and righties on either side.
Oh, nice change.
Well, if that's going to be an indicator of the kind of match we have, then we are really in for something special, because that was beautiful doubles from both. I think just getting ready for the serve.
Oh, that's another good one. Definitely changes of strategy and placement really caught their opponent. That's the second point actually they got at the front court.
So far, so good. 2 apiece.
Wow, yep.
Well, this is going to be good.
Yes, there's a follow-up at the front, but it's just that the follow-through is a bit too short.
Quick change of shuttle. So far, so good. 3-all.
That's a nice forward from Ronnie. As if he's flying.
That's what they've been doing
Yep.
in these 6, maybe 7 matches, let's say, that they've not lost. Now, here they're being pushed a bit more. Show and Tio with the 1-point lead. Now I wonder if Muar City pair are going to get frustrated at the fact that they actually have opponents.
Yeah. Somehow in doubles, a mixture of smashes and also push, very important as well. Because look at Ronnie, he was at the back of the court too much. And not having the chance to go to the front. Oh, nice one.
So the first 2-point lead opens up, and it's not for Jagdish and Ronnie. And you can see how important that point meant. It was either going to be 8-5 or 6-7. And they get the serve back.
I noticed that there are lots of net play in this game. One of the reasons to force each other to lift up.
Yeah. Well, they both know their smash potentials. Let called, server receiver wasn't ready.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Jagdish was a little bit lucky there.
Yes. But what a great judgment, last minute judgment, I should say. There was an empty space, but again, it was out. I think it's very interesting to talk about doubles player. You know, when they go for training, they do it together. They go for massage. Somehow they go together because they are training together as well. Nice.
And again, we're seeing something within this Muar City team that they managed to raise their game to anyone that steps to them.
I should say they are not afraid of anyone.
There you go. I mean, we've seen Teo Kok Siang do that enough. So the first game goes. Now, the question here is, Ronnie and Jagdish have lost games before, but have they lost them like that?
I don't think so. I think they've found a real opponent right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that in just 6 minutes, 11-7, you could say that Cho and Teo started maybe a bit slowly, and Jagdish and Ronnie thought, right, we've got this. But look at those last 4 points.
Yeah. Obviously, when the standard goes really close, whatever external would help. For example, Muar City, because of motivation from their teammates, and they know that they are doing so well and on top of the group. All these small things will become a big thing mentally for them.
Well, as we can see, the crowds have been loving it today. We've had 2 great ties. I can tell you, earlier on, Bangsa Hawks, well, they were looking for their second win in the Kopiko Purple League. They ended up losing 13-8 to Klang United, who have held on to 8th position in the league. Get all the details on www.purpleleague.com, because we've got to get back to this incredible match.
Oh, yeah. He missed it a little bit.
It was a steep angle. I'd like to see how Ronnie and Jagdish would react if Cho and Teo go 2 games up. This match will make all the difference. If Muar City win this 3-love, then they're going to take away a +11 game difference from the second place team. And that means that there's going to be 33 games between them. And as we said, there's probably about, if you played your best badminton, 45 maybe that you could pick up for the rest of the season. So it's not they've won it yet, but statistically, incredible performance, really.
Look at the movement of the players. And actually the changes make so much difference for Jagdish and also Ronnie. They knew that they had to work hard. I think before the game, they were actually prepared to work extremely hard against Kok Siang and also Park Chu.
I've often wondered about being the doubles in the partnership for the 6th match when you're waiting through the other 5. How much pressure it can build, especially if it gets to a situation like this where it's not just win 3-love, but can you wait 3.5 hours and then win 3-love?
That was happened in a team event. You could see that if you play last, one by one of your teammates started to play. And somehow some players would prefer to watch for a bit, and after that they will just rest, do their own things, warm up.
I don't know how you guys do it. I really don't know how you do it. I've watched so many of you. Sharon, I watched you play squash as well. Never understood how you could push yourselves through these points, really. But this Kopiko Purple League is a test, but it's also entertainment, it's education, it's information, and most of all, it's spectacular stuff. Now, this is much better from Jagdish and Ronnie.
Yeah, definitely. I think they're taking the chance really well, and I think they shouldn't be afraid, you know, who are they playing? And I don't think they're afraid, just that the opponent are a bit better than the rest so far.
Well, somebody's had to lose, as we said at the beginning of this match. Only Cho Pak Chu has actually lost the match. Everyone else unblemished records in the Kopiko Purple League. Jagdish Singh with a full 7 played, 7-1.
Yeah, it's in.
And just when it looks like they're pulling away, they just managed to... Oh,
oh.
Wow, they're looking at each other. That actually happened with Makintan earlier as well. There was a couple of shots where this happened.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on?
Is that yours? Is that mine? No, that's the left-handed one. Forehand, take it.
Well, that was a really great recovery.
Oh, that's a great save from Pak Chu and also Kok Siang.
They did very well then. And look at that. That could have been the difference. 8-4, 5-7. They're keeping in touch. It might just spring the surprise at the end of this game. What's interesting is that they must have heard of Jagdish and Ronnie beforehand, but immediately off the serve there, they move back into a defensive pattern. It's almost as if they're soaking up the pressure.
Yeah. I think definitely, you know, sometimes when the games keeps going, lose of focus would happen. But in this type of game, you cannot lose focus at all.
Exactly.
Because it's a bit too close, their level.
Yeah, I
Very
think
tough.
it's imperative that Jagdish and Ronnie do take this game, though, because I really think that Cho and Teo are going to go into overdrive if they go 2 games up. That was way off.
Yep.
String, perhaps? No.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think
it's just that balance and movement. Oh, that's smart.
That was possibly the most crucial point of this second game. It would have given Jagdish and Ronnie game point, which they have now, 2 of them. Now let's see how good this Muar City pair really are. Unbelievable, unbelievable. It's almost they will the shuttle to do what they want.
Yep, look at this.
They didn't force that tumble, did they?
They do train to do that.
Well, it didn't work that time. So Jagdish and Ronnie level it up. I think we have a pretty good game on here. But they had to work for it. 11-9 in that second game.
Yeah, I agree with you. Ronnie and Jagdish has to work really hard, extremely hard, because after being shocked, losing 7-11 in the first game, the second game they step up a little bit more, taking more chance to do good smashes. And that's when the defense of Pak Chu and Kok Siang actually crumble a little bit.
Well, these words that you're seeing, Jason Wong and Manoj Kumar, is actually Noba Amada, the coach, and is talking to the Muar City players. Oh no, there is Manoj Kumar. They're the words that are going to spur them on. Let's see how well they do.
Yep. And I had the chance to interview Jan O. Jorgensen just now.
Oh, great.
And he was great. And he was saying
brilliant.
that, you know, his advantage of being number 2 in the world right now, today actually, his best ranking is hard work.
Well, of course. He is such a hard-working player, but he's also such an amazing person as well. He's a really nice guy to talk to. And you can just tell when you speak to him that he just loves badminton so much.
If he could, he would sleep at the badminton court.
Yes, totally. I interviewed him at the Super Series finals last year on court. And I was very impressed with him. Well, this third game hasn't really settled into a pattern yet. And the points just falling as you'd expect. Oh, that was so key to get the first 2-point lead, and it goes to Cho and Teo.
Oh, wanted to make a drop at the front, but it's a bit too soft. But he has to be careful though. Looking at the opponent is already ready at the mid-court.
I wouldn't look at them. I would just take the shot. If I looked at them, I think I'd mess up the shot, really. Well, Ronnie definitely wants to get that drop right.
Oh, yes.
And then he falls for the exact shot he was trying to play. So look at this, 5-1.
It's in. How did he do that?
I'm beginning to believe you now about training for those tumbles. I really am, because I think that just looked... Still not looking good in this third game for Jagdish and Ronnie. And that planned from the start. They're now targeting Ronnie. I think they saw those drops that came in that weren't working. And
Pak Chu wasn't happy with that mistake.
is this too late for them though, Sharon? 7-3, 3-7 down.
I think it's very possible, you know, this format. But look at the opponent. I think it's very challenging for Jagdish and Ronnie to make a comeback.
I think that's being extremely diplomatic. Very challenging, I think. You're right. It's now 8. Well, it's 4-8 now. That was a service fault. Things are getting nervy around the net.
Yeah,
wow.
Lots of net play from both of them in this third game.
That's why those service errors are turning up. 9-4 with serve. And even the smashes aren't working. They're looking a little bit more downhearted now, Jagdish and Ronnie. I don't think they've lost games like this before. Wow, that was much more confidently taken by Ronnie Tan. 5 game points to defend. That one's out. So, as I said earlier, I think that if they went 2 games up, or if they got to 2 first, then it would be very difficult. And the way they've taken that.
Yeah, it's one way for Pak Chu and Kok Siang, and definitely they were putting in the same strategy as the first game, you know, taking it fast. But somehow I noticed that Jagdish and Ronnie is a bit too calm, too relaxed.
I think we're going to have a look at unforced errors now here. Is there any surprises for you?
From Jagdish and Ronnie, not really, because looking at their body language, somehow they feel a bit demotivated. Maybe, you know, from the previous teammates match, Nguyen Thian Min being someone who they look up to and lost.
That's a very interesting point there. That's very true. Maybe the same thing that's spurring Muar City on by watching Tan Chun Siang win is actually affecting them the opposite way, and they believe it's all done.
But having said that, Jivan, being a top player or wanting to be a top player, whatever happens shouldn't affect their game right here, right now.
Well, it was Simon Sentoso especially. I always keep going back to his game because it was perfectly played this afternoon. he was stone-faced throughout the entire thing. Absolutely didn't smile, didn't look upset. Shots went in, shots went out, but 8 unforced errors, 11-4, 11-5, 11-4, absolutely demolished. And came out and said, just didn't want to feel the pressure. That's what he said in his match interview afterwards. It was the best performance we've seen today. And this is a great start for Jagdish and Ronnie.
Yep. Yep, they're playing a bit more aggressive now.
They are indeed, and the defense was good, and it had to come through in the end.
Yeah, most of the time the shuttle go a bit short. That's when they took the chance well.
And I'm just wondering if Jagdish and Ronnie have ever been in this situation before. They're powerhouses. They usually come out storming. I wonder if they've been 2-1 down before, especially to a pair as proficient and efficient by the looks of it. Oh, that was in. Great.
Yeah.
5-love. Perfect.
We might see a great comeback from Ronnie and Jagdish. Again,
Well,
6-love.
I'll tell you one thing. Both of them haven't lost, so if they did win this, I think this would probably be the win that they treasure. Let's see if they can hold it together.
Yeah.
Now the unforced error count's going to come in here. It's 19-16, 19 to Jagdish and Ronnie. How did he know it was going to be there?
It's just from thousands of times of training. The players feel it. They could read the next shot much earlier.
Watching the shuttle, and then all of a sudden there's a player and a racket there.
And the body language as well. I think they could guess much earlier where the next shot would be.
Well, Cho and Teo have a chance here. They've stopped the count at 7, which is good.
That's a great one.
A beautiful drop shot from Ronnie Tan.
I think the shuttle placement from Jagdish and Ronnie is really beautiful in this rally. Definitely having smash, and that's when they slow down and put it at the front.
Well, they're closing in on the second game, and in all honesty, that's in. In all honesty, Sharon, this match, like all the others, deserves to go to 5 games, because both pairs have played extremely well. Now, I can tell you that Jagdish has come back from a 2-1 deficit before. He was paired up with Vuntas Saniru at the time, and that was in their first match day against Petaling. I wonder if he can even remember that from the straight wins that he's had since then, but they have 7 game points here that'll take it to 5. And they get it off an unforced error as well. A confident way for them. And we will be going to a 5th game, which is, from all the fans sitting here on my right and in front of me, it's exactly what was needed. Sharon, what do you make of that?
It's a very good game from Jagdish and Ronnie, and definitely they started really well, having, leading 6-love. Most of the time they were smashing an aggressive type of game. For Pak Chu and Kok Siang, somehow they were a bit too relaxed, and maybe they were surprised with the changes of strategy from Jagdish and Ronnie.
Do you think the looking down and the body language was all a trick? It's my journalist side coming
No,
out again.
I don't think so. It comes naturally from the player. If they meant to do a certain movement or body language, that means something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's easy to see on the 19, 20-year-olds. Tai Tzu Ying, for example, it's very easy to read what she was thinking. But with the older players, and around that age, around here, 24, 25, there's a lot of extra angles. Well, here we go. Just off the first point, and we know what we're in for.
Yeah. And I should say that it's nice to have Lee Yong-dae, the world #1 from South Korea, to be here as a mentor for Muar City. And all these youngsters definitely are very excited to have him here. Oh, that's a nice judgment from Ronnie. Overall, 4 players that we are seeing now are starting to play much more aggressive and on the toes most of the time, because each point matters, especially in this Swift game.
Definitely. And it's all set up 2-2 and 2-2 in the 5th.
Oh, yep. And again, I should say for these 4 players, after having a very good winning track record, track record, they do not want to lose here. Well, it's kind of pride.
Somebody's going to lose it. There are certain things that we know for certain, and that is that the sun rises and people lose matches. That's what's going to happen here. One of these 3 of the 4 players you're seeing on your screen haven't lost a match yet in the Kopiko Purple League. Only Chow Pak Chu has lost. Everyone else has won. Somebody's going to lose. And look at that scoreline. 2-2, 3-3. Nobody's giving in.
Nice number. Oh, yep. Out of balance.
Now, it's going to be, as I said, everyone's running out of points here at the Sports Arena Sentosa. We're getting closer and closer to the end of this match. Whoever takes that 2-point lead. Service error called by Stephen Ong. Well, that's changed things up a bit. It looked like Jagdish didn't have that. Six points from now, the stats are going to change. We've already seen them change with Chun Xiang's win over Tian Min.
Yep, empty space.
Oh, empty space.
Yep. So definitely, I can't predict right now, but looking at the movement and the effort from Muar City, looks like they're on the right track.
It definitely looks like that realization that they might lose their first match seems to be dawning on these 2. If you look at them here, they're very focused and they'll do it. Oh, but you know what? I actually think Manoj Kumar said it doesn't matter. You've already picked up 2 games. Because let's face it, the best thing you can do is win 3-love. The best way you can lose is 3-2. So they have done what they can do. It's 1 extra game that's going to make the difference. And they are 7 points away. Muar City are 5 points away.
Nice one. Look at that. Extra motivation, extra power. And somehow, you know, when you're on the right momentum, everything goes well.
Oh, they're upset with that one, even though they have a 3-point lead and the statistics are now moving towards Muar City again.
Oh, that's a very quick one. Well done. And yes. Yep.
That's more like the Teo Kok Siang that we know, but they haven't had the chance to do that because things have been so low over the net, as you said, so flat. There's been no real smashing. It's been an interesting contest the entire match.
Yeah, I agree with you. Both pairs actually are trying really hard, especially in this 5th game. But somehow Kok Siang and Pak Chu are leading 8-5 because they're taking extra effort.
That's in. That was such a critical point for Jagdish and Ronnie. That's what I mean. It all comes down to 1 point. That could have been 9-5. Instead, it's 8-6. They have to make their stand here, and they have to pull it equal here. It's all hands on deck.
Oh.
Well, they're not playing defensive anymore.
Yep, that's a nice changes from Kok Siang. He look at Ronnie and attack on his forehand. Actually, Ronnie was actually, you know, getting ready for the backhand.
I think he may have been shuttle watching, but that's the point. The fact that they actually spot their opponent and then target him. Ronnie's been targeted a few times, so we have 4 match points. That's asking for it. Who would have thought suddenly such a high lift in the middle of that point? But they still have 3 match points for sure. It'd be great if we got to a double match point. Well, they just didn't want to lose it.
Yes, definitely. Jagdish did so well to change the momentum of the rally. Look at this. After having smash and smash, this is when he just blocked to the front.
Beautifully caught out. Now, it is only right that these 2 pairs should meet at match point to decide who's going to win. And that's the rest of their team, as you can see, just like everyone else here, on the edge of their seats. And that's it. It's done. It's an error. So Jagdish Singh and Ronnie Tan register their first ever defeat. But you have to say, Sharon, they went down fighting.
Yep, definitely well done to both pairs, and especially Jagdish and Ronnie for trying so hard. But yet again, Pak Chu and Kok Siang are more settled, are more calm, and taking the opportunity at the right time, right place.
100%. So Muar City keep steamrolling on. And look at that. That's a confirmation in 30 minutes of a 5-game match that has ended this tie. 15-7 for Muar City. They take away a +7 game difference from the 2nd place club in the league. And I think we're about to hear from the boys. They're on court with JD.
All right, down here with the guys who just picked up yet another win for Muar City BC. 5 sets playing against Jagdish and Ronnie. How tough was it?
Very tough, very tough for me.
Now the thing is, I'm sure the fans helped you a lot. What do you want to tell the fans?
Yeah, especially want to thank the Muar City fans. Thank you a lot. Coming to support.
Congratulations, that's a win. Back to you in the Ivor Court commentary box. Let's give stuff away.
So while they give stuff away, Sharon, what are we going to make about this match?
It's a well-balanced match from Jagdish, Ronnie, Pak Chu, and also his partner. Definitely both pairs are trying so hard to do lots of placement and changes of momentum as well. But end of the day, in the 5th game, this is when it goes really close, but there are some openings that give more opportunity to the Muar City pair.
Right. And I mean, it was, as I said, it's if you're going to lose your unbeaten streak, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, definitely. For Muar City being the top of the group, I think they'll continue their great winning from now on. And let's see here the movement of 4 players. And definitely there are some empty spaces that Muar City players took the chance really, really well. But I should say that Jagdish and Ronnie at the same time are very good defender. But at the end of the day, you can only have one winner.
Well, that's what we were saying. It all has to come down to it in the end. So as we look at the full match statistics there, not bad. I mean, it was a battle of 2 strategies. So really, when it comes down to it, unforced errors don't matter. But smash winners equal, pretty much equal on the net, equal at service errors. It had to go down to 5 games. It did, and in the end, Muar City's winning spirit in the end came through as it always does. And they end up with a sizable games haul from this. A lot of people thought it was going to be a lot closer than it was. And though Petaling Jaya did put in some great performances, as I'm going to show you right now, this was the opening match. Lee Hyun-il against a revitalized Chan Kwang-beng. And even though Kwang-beng's knee was taped up, he still managed to take a game, and that will really set the stage for it. But every single one of these matches was incredible to watch. Hyun-il comes through that one, 3-1 in the end. That was followed by Tai Tzu-ying, the hottest sensation in badminton at the moment, after defeating pretty much everyone at the Destination Dubai Super Series finals. Well, she started a little bit slow, possibly was pushed in the second, but still came through in 22 minutes. 11-9, 11-10, 11-7. Looking very strong. Hasn't dropped a game yet in the Kopiko Purple League. After that, and look at those drop shots that she was putting in right at the end. After that, we saw Mak Hee-chun and Tan Bin Shen against Vuntus Saniru and captain of Petaling Jaya, Yagendran Krishnan. And we thought for a second that perhaps the speed of Petaling Jaya would come through, but look at that score. 11-8, 11-5, 11-10. Mak and Tan continue this amazing doubles partnerships, these amazing doubles partnerships that we see from Muar City. This was the only one that didn't win for them. Chao Mei-kwan not playing today. Instead, we saw Lim Pei-yi and Ao Kok Leung against Bodin Nisar and Prajakta Sawan. This was just one-way traffic, as Bodin and Prajakta are a very good mixed doubles combination in the end. And it would end in straight sets with just 10 unforced errors from them. 11-6, 11-5, 11-2. Then this was the big upset. Nguyen Thanh Minh charged with bringing back 3-0. If that had happened, there was still a chance that Petaling Jaya could have won this tie by 1 game. But instead, he was beaten by an efficient, proficient, precise, and almost perfect Tan Chun Xiang. He was exhausted at the end of it, and so he should be, but he came through 3-1. And then finally, as you just saw, it was a 5-set thriller between Jagdish Singh and Muar City. 15-7 winners in the end, plus 8 games difference to add to the 22 they're already ahead of. Petaling Jaya means they're 30 games ahead at the top of the league, which is incredible. We're going to see that in just a second. Thus, a summary of the full results. Everything that we just watched. Good wins, as you can see, for Muar City in the beginning. Then the beginnings of a comeback from the mixed doubles. But in the end, 2 really important wins for Muar City, from Tan Chun Xiang and their doubles pairing, that have put them right at the top. And look at that. Played 8, won 125, lost 53, 72 games difference. It's up to now Puchong United to try and catch them. Petaling Jaya, well, they had a good shot, probably second and third. Still looking good for them, but it's really up to Kupong and Puchong. We're going to see how they do as the next fixtures. Puchong, as you can see, Des Corkill will be here in the commentary box for Cheras versus Puchong United. I'll be here and at the 7 p.m. Ampang Jaya versus Serang Thai. and the rest of those ties happening on Saturday and Sunday. For now, though, from everyone at the Sports Arena Sentosa and myself, Jeevan Savanathan, thanks for watching on Astro Supersport. We'll catch you again tomorrow. Be here at 3 p.m.